So, Chad Johnson, yup, he predicted the future for the Cincinnati Bengals. He said, I know the script. Not only that, he also sent a message out to Zack Taylor and T. Higgins. So, let's read what he has to say. He said, I know the script for the NFL next year. We're going to win the Super Bowl. What school did Joe Burrow go to? LSU. Where's the Super Bowl next year? New Orleans. That's it, Johnson said. That's actually not the first time I've heard someone say we're going to win the Super Bowl next year. I think we have a really good chance of winning the Super Bowl next year, especially with the fact of Joe coming back healthy. T's going to be on franchise tag. Chase will probably be paid by next season. Potentially we bring back some other guys and, we really figure this whole situation out. If we lose Brian Callahan, maybe Dan Pitcher ends up becoming the next, OC and he works out for us. So this is not the first time I've heard us go win a Super Bowl. I think we're going to go win a Super Bowl next year. But I'm not going to lie, Chad does have a point there. There is a lot of connections that draws it all together. And if the NFL is scripted, potentially this could be a Vikings-Bengals Super Bowl where, LSU comes back together. Potentially we pick up Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the offseason. That gives us the LSU running back. Maybe we just trade for Justin Jefferson. And we have Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase on the same team. And we just bring back the complete LSU team from college. I would not mind that at all, by the way. Anyway, he also said to T, I love you, call me, he said. And then he had a message for Zack Taylor. He said, give me any spot on the coaching staff. I'll leave Miami and come back to Cincy. Which does interest me a crap ton. Because, listen, I would love to have Chad back on our team in some way, shape, or fashion. Even if it's not as an actual wide receiver for us. I mean, imagine having him, coaching young wide receivers like Yoshi, coaching Chuck Sizzle, right? Or if we end up drafting someone else, like having him on that roster would be amazing as, if anything, as a wide receiver coach. Wide receiver coach, you could put him as assistant offensive coordinator. You never know, right? You could really get him involved as much as possible. And I'm surprised that since he hasn't really reached out to him at all before this moment. Because, I know Chad is, a little bit extra, right? And would, to a certain degree, keep it civil on the sideline. To a certain degree. But still, it doesn't mean that, it wouldn't be an amazing idea. And try it out for 1 year. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. But I think he should at least get a chance. If anything, just get a chance. Will it work out? Well, we don't know, obviously. But that's the point, right? That's the point at this point. I feel like the only position you would give him, though, is probably wide receiver coach. I would say maybe tight end coach, because our tight end coach right now is not the greatest. He's definitely not the best. So maybe you go tight end coach. But other than that, though, like I said, I know I made a joke there, but you're not going to give him the chance to, be a offensive coordinator or assistant offense coordinator or anything similar to controlling the offense. You could put him as I would say a team president, but you could put him as something like an advisor role on the team. Just have him on the sideline. Can you imagine every single home game? If he was part of the team, he could be there hyping up the crowd, hyping up the players. Imagine him in the middle of the huddle, before the game starts, getting everyone excited, getting everything getting going. I said before, I wouldn't mind bringing in, if we fire Frank Pollock, bring in Anthony Munoz as our, offensive line coach. He's a Hall of Famer. Bring in Chad, another Hall of Famer here. Bring everyone back from the glory days, Bring everyone back from the glory days, get them on a squad, have them coach the younger guys, teach them how to play football, teach them how to be better, and I think this could be a really good proposition for us. What's the worst that could happen? We go 9-8 again? Our offense struggles, our offense is a mess, our line sucks. We have to realize, right, from this season was rock bottom. I know this doesn't sound like that for most teams because, listen, at the end of the day, most teams 9-8 is actually pretty damn good, right? You can hang your hat on a 9-8 record, but for us, that's not good for us. This is rock bottom, which means the only place we can go from 9-8 is up. So at this moment in time, if we're rock bottom here, and don't get me wrong, I still believe truly, we're going to relaunch next year, get everything figured out, get everything going, and then get better. But if this is rock bottom, I feel like why not? And I feel like this is my mentality going into next year for the Bengals, right? My mentality for next year is going to be, in all intents and purposes, the mentality of, why not us? And I think that's the best way to put it next year. Why not? Why not go out there and get yourself a franchise right tackle? Why not go out there and, get a head coaching, get a Chad Johnson at your wide receiver coach? Why not go out there and get Eric Bieniemy? Why not get this, and this, right? Why not? At this point, we hit rock bottom this year. We can never repeat what we did this year. This year is unacceptable. We have a higher standard here in Cincinnati from where we need to be and where we ended this year. And again, listen, we can make excuses all the time. Joe got hurt, Obviously, we have DJ Reader went down for the season. This, that, and third offensive line sucked. But at the end of the day, our job, right? If you want to go win a Super Bowl, you need the depth on your team to be able to go win it. How the Eagles win it back in 2019. They lost Carson Wentz, their starting quarterback. They didn't have him in the whole entire Super Bowl run, right? They also had some players injured on their defense. They had enough depth when Nick Foles came in to be successful enough to go win a Super Bowl. Even though they had injuries, they were able to overcome those injuries. That's what we need to be able to do next season. Well, yes, I'm not going to sit here and say Jake Browning, at the end of the day, I feel like if we did have Cooper Rush or another quarterback, we right now would be in the playoffs. And I love Jake Browning. I absolutely love him. But I feel like with his inexperience, definitely hindered us a little bit. It hindered us in the first Steelers game. It hindered us in the Ravens game. And he got better over time. But if we had someone who was ready to go and ready to come in and be a starter right after Joe went down, we would be a playoff team right now. Now, obviously, does that stop our defense from having struggles? No. But again, this is all things that we need to get better at. Why did our offensive line have struggles? Well, we cut La'el Collins and we went all in on Jonah Williams. That was a problem. We should have had a backup plan. We should have had a plan B if Jonah started struggling. The same concept applies to everything else, right? You need to have that depth purposes, have that backup plan, have that plan B. So there's so many things we need to work on. And again, like I said, why not us? I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.